How's it going, my fellow Homo sapiens? It's your boy, the legendary Hadou, and I'm coming at you with a new manga review, Samurai 8, Chapter 1, The First Key. So let's hop right into it. Samurai 8 storyline is done by the legendary Kishimoto, and the art is done by Akira Okubo. So let's jump right into this manga. There will be tons of spoilers. So first thing first, let's talk about the main protagonist. The main protagonist is Hichimaru. He's a young boy who's on life support. He's been on life support all his life. He has brittle bone disease. His bones break easy, and he's on a all liquid diet. He can't go outside, and if he does go outside, he can only survive for roughly around 3 minutes before he would die. This here is just wow. This kid is bad off. I mean, if you felt bad for someone like Deku for not having a cork, or someone like Asuka for not having any mana or any magical powers in the magical world, this kid here raises the bar. I don't see anyone else topping this kid no time soon. I mean, Hachimaru, he is just very, very bad off. I mean, he can't stand up by himself without a cane. This kid here is just bad. He's literally on life support. He's connected to the house, and his tubes are really, really short, so it's not like he can actually walk outside. So his father comes in, he has this relationship with his father, and his father's trying to give him a shot to make sure that he stays healthy. But here's the thing about Hachimaru. He doesn't like needles, and he hates pain. So he ends up getting in an argument with his father, and his father ends up leaving to go get some form of technology to help his son, hopefully, to move around mobily. Now his father ends up meeting with this samurai to get this ball from him. This ball that has all this technology. Now, I believe this ball is called a locker ball, and I guess you could use this ball to become a samurai. So the samurai asked him, he says, "What you going to do with this ball? Are you going to try to become a samurai? If you try to connect to the ball, you will die if the ball rejects you." And he goes, "No, I just want to create a chair for my boy so my boy can move around." Now the samurai is starting to talk to him, and I think that his Hachimaru father ends up calling the samurai a bushi. Samurai seems like he felt a little disrespected, and he tells him the difference between a bushi and a samurai. A bushi is a human, and a samurai is more of a machine. It's like you have more machine parts, or you more robot parts. So as the samurai is talking to Hachimaru's father, he noticed that Hachimaru's father had this key around his neck, and this key sealed away the soul of the bloodsucker sword. That's right. So the samurai ends up taking this key and holding his father prisoner, and he starts to head back to Hachimaru. Now, on the other end, on Hachimaru, he's sitting there, he's upset. Now, his dog ended up bringing back this ball that looks like a Daruma. Now, a Daruma is this thing in Japan that you color in one eye and you make a wish, and if your wish is fulfilled, you color in the other eye. So Hachimaru, he colors in one eye and he makes a wish. He wants to become a bushi, but then he's like, nah, I want to become a samurai. Well, come to find out that it's not a Daruma, it's actually a samurai. It's a robot cat who just so happens to be a dog person. Yes, that's right. This big Daruma is actually a samurai robot cat. So the samurai and Hichimaru seems to hit it off pretty good. They start to talk. They start to have this really, really small relationship, and they're starting to communicate. He talks about how it seems like you love your father and you care about your father very much. And out of nowhere, we get this samurai. He comes in, he attacks, and Daruma, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, they end up fighting. This samurai ends up defeating Daruma in the process, and he uses the key to unlock this blood-sucking sword. However, he's unable to get the sword because the soul of the sword is inside of Hachimaru. And the only way for him to actually pull the sword out is Hachimaru needs to commit seppuku. He needs to commit suicide. So the samurai ends up pulling up these screens showing that he has the boy's father kidnapped. And it's like, hey, you either kill yourself or we're going to kill your father. You have a choice. Now, at first you're thinking Hachimaru might not do it because he hates needles, he hates pain. You know, you don't think he's going to do it. But then he picks up the sword, he's getting ready to commit suicide. And we really have this part where his father's crying. He's saying, no, please don't do it, son. I love you. A son should never die before his father. And even though this is the first chapter, you kind of feel just a little bit. You start to feel like, wow, you know, they're already pulling at the heartstrings. It feels legit. You start to feel bad. And finally, Hachimaru ends up committing suicide. He ends up committing seppuku. And the samurai pulls out this soul that becomes the blood-sucking sword. Now, the blood-sucking sword, the reason why they call it that is because it's crimson red, like blood. And it looks badass. Well, guess what? Surprise, surprise. Hachimaru's soul is accepted by this locker ball that ends up creating him a new body and making him a samurai. Oh my goodness. So he went from a kid who was on life support to this samurai type of kid. Now, what's interesting about these samurai, they remind me of kind of like T-1000 from Terminator and mixed with a Susanoo from Naruto. So like they have this armor that kind of floats, that's kind of like liquid or like liquid metal or maybe flames that kind of surrounds them. Their swords seem like it's a soul. It's really unique. Like their pet or their holder, their skin comes off of them and becomes part of the samurai's armor. But the pet's still there, but it's just this bones, and it's incredible. So Hachimaru ends up facing off against the samurai, and Hachimaru ends up defeating the samurai in the process. Now, if I'm understanding this right, each samurai has a key, and there's 7 keys in all. So I guess their spinal cord or their spinal stem is a key, and this key is supposed to unlock Pandora's box. Now, I'm not 100% for sure on that. I'm still kind of learning this manga. There was a lot of stuff happening here. So Hachimaru ends up saving his father, and that's pretty much the first chapter. Now, a lot of stuff happened in this chapter. This chapter was incredible. Overall, I enjoyed this first chapter. I'm looking forward to see where this is going to go. I mean, it seems like it's going to have a lot of themes from space. It's not just you're going to be protecting one planet. I guess a samurai protects the whole universe, so there could be other worlds. They could be maybe even other universes. There's a lot of stuff here. The art designs are incredible. I love the concept of the samurai. I love the concept of like the skin coming off of your holder or your pet and becoming part of your armor. That's incredible. I love how their swords have like this soul type ordeal on it. It's really incredible. Overall, I'm really happy with the main protagonist. I really like him. Daramu, Daramu, I keep messing up his name. The robot cat, he looks interesting. I like him. I'm really curious of more. I want to know more about him. I think he was a samurai, but he was summoned back into a robot body. That's the reason why he's in that robot cat body. Oh, he was summoned back into that robot cat body. But overall, I'm liking it. Hachimaru, I'm liking him a lot right now because at the moment, he doesn't seem irritating. Like when you first started Naruto had that whole believe it that kind of just got on your nerves. Asuka from Black Clover, he was kind of annoying when he first came in. It was like, you know, his voice, he's kind of annoying. But Hachimaru, he seemed like a really kind of this laid back kid who just wants to be a samurai, and he's not irritating yet. So I can't wait to see where this manga is going to go. I mean, I can't wait to see what the future of Samurai 8 is going to be. Overall, I enjoyed it. It was a great chapter. Tell me, what did you feel about this chapter? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Did you dislike it? Please let me know in the comment box below. But please rate, subscribe, comment, and share. It really helps the channel. Thanks for watching. Mata ne.